Recent polling information shows that for younger voters, age 18 to 25, the three most important problems facing the U.S. today are the economy, education, and unemployment. This information is not surprising since the respondents are probably recent high school and college grads that are likely to be looking to join the workforce and would prefer to enter a vibrant market with plenty of well-paid jobs. However, when the focus shifts to young minority voters, education becomes the most important issue to blacks and other non-white Americans, and second most important to Hispanics. Millennials recognize that education is their strongest tool to level the playing field with their white counterparts in the job market, and there is growing concern about keeping higher education both accessible and affordable for those coming from a lower socioeconomic position.
Based on regional information, millennials shows a concentration of registration on the east and west coast of the United States. While white registered voters make up the young majority in all states, Hispanic make up approximately 30% of millennials vote in the border states of California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. The fact that two of these states, California and Texas, are the most populous in the union should make candidates aware that campaign must take into account the emerging Hispanic population.
As you can see here, this visual graph created with the latest Lumira software clearly shows the predictive shift of the four major ethnic groups in the United States from 2014 to 2060, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. These numbers show a steep decline in the number of white Americans, while the Hispanic and Asian populations appear to rise. It's calculated that whites will no longer be a majority in the U.S. by 2043, and the scale will tip in favor of Hispanics. The shift in the racial population will ensure that the U.S. will have a sufficient workforce to replace the decreasing white-only population. As long as we educate the workforce, we should be able to remain a self-sustaining global competitive economy.
We can see from this chart that minority voters register Democrat by a very wide margin, with Latinos almost twice as likely to vote Democrat and African Americans almost exclusively Democrat. This is in part due to the redistributive and education-centric policies that Democratic candidates propose. By neglecting ethnic populations, Republican candidates can seriously backtrack themselves as minority voters increase and as income inequality levels rise.